At this point. And coming up, I will say this, right? I know when we was coming up, it was violent stuff like that, but never like a lot of killings. But we was immune to certain things. But at this point right now, it's over the top, man. It becomes regular. You know, people, it's like, you know, it's another day at the park. That's what it's getting to, and it shouldn't be that way.
The most tragic story of the week, though. I'm not sure if any of y'all heard about this. 2 kids killed in Chicago. A 5-year-old, they shot him 9 times. A 5-year-old, they shot him 9 times because he was supposed to testify against somebody. Where's your psyche at? Where is your psyche at? When you can walk into a home and kill two children. Just murder, cold blood. Shoot a 5-year-old 9 times. Because he was supposed to testify and take the stand against something he must have seen.
We got the Marcus shooting. It's all day.
That was talking about. That was the one in Buffalo.
Right.
Keeping it G, you said that's so sad. What is wrong with our youth? Fantastic question.
Parents.
I don't know, keeping it G.
Stop having kids. A lot of us have kids, don't need to be having them. Parents, we got to start screening these parents. Because when you see the parent, you already know what's going to happen to the kid. Man, my mother got to talk about this weekend, right? And a lot of times we don't seem to understand. Well, this was the thing. I'm trying to understand. The things I understand, I've been trying to figure out how some other people don't understand it. Not saying I'm always right, but I just go off common sense. That's the only thing I go by. I just like, if it makes sense, it's calm, you know, that's my biggest answer. But she told us we didn't grow up in the hood. She's like, y'all ain't grow up in the hood. We moved from the projects to Argo Avenue. I didn't understand. I mean, I get where she was coming from because it actually wasn't the projects. It was a step up from the projects, but it's not. It's like you still in the hood. And you know, someone had a conversation about how they say, well, that's what they used to. That's how they. Well, I was used to the same thing. Why was my mindset different from theirs? You get what I'm saying? Like I grew up in the hood. I was never privileged to certain things. So shit. But why was I able to think different than feed my kids different things? You get what I'm saying? Just because I grew up a certain way don't mean I had to pass that along to them. And we was trying to figure out like what's the psyche in that. Because to me, I always understood where I was at. I knew right from wrong. Even though I did wrong, I still knew right from wrong. I wasn't green to it. You get what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother conversation. But it's hard trying to figure that out. Kelly and Don say, I'm sorry, y'all be first say no regard to human life. Life is crazy. Definitely, y'all. There's no regards. It's no. I don't know, man. It's just maybe we gotta take
it's the drugs.
Interview one of these kids. Say, man,
drugs,
let them wear the mask on top of their face. Like, yo, just come here with a mask.
Drugs got a lot to do with it, man. These dudes are starting younger. Mine ain't all the way developed already. And you're not going to school. You're not getting any knowledge. Then you're taking these drugs. To me, I don't care what nobody say. I still say that weed is not good for. I'm telling you, that weed is not weed, man.
No.
That weed is chemically laced. People that smoke weed don't even look right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm bad witness to it every day. Like, weed never made you look the way that it make these dudes look, man.
Right.
Weed never made you skinny. These dudes getting skinny like they smoking crack.
Right. Kelly and Don say, I'm 40, my mother still don't play with me. I don't get it. It's hard, man. I mean, I ask these questions to them all the time, and it just seems like they don't.
Overworked and underappreciated, you hit it on the head. You hit it right on the head. I say this all the time.
Keeping it G, say I think it's the inner person. Yeah. And the G, reflect on that a little bit more. Keeping it G, give us a little bit more on that. Because our mothers is the village. He said because our mothers in the village used to whip out A. Yeah. That's true. I mean, but even through that, right? I grew up, like you said, I grew up with in the beating her and got the whip. I mean, got the stick. They just asked me to get a beat, no punishment, man. What it was. I took the beat because I wanted to go back outside.
Exactly. Come on, just whip me.
So.
Me too. I'm the same way.
But I didn't instill those same things into my kids, even though I wasn't taught not to. That's what I was saying. Like, I just always moved out my own beat. You get what I'm saying? That's just how I did. God B said some people don't know how to parent their children. They don't think it's top priority, so kids raise themselves.
Yeah, you on something there, Yachty.
Y'all be definitely. They don't know how to. It's crazy now. It's no book. We all say that. Y'all no book raising parents. We all know you got 3 kids. 2, one will probably be good. One will be okay. The other might be out of control. We don't know. It's just the thing that might just happen. But at the end of the day, you gotta be proud of the way that the tactics and things that you use to raise them. That's all that matters. You know, if you think you did the right thing and it still ain't turned out right, that's fine. You can live with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I talk about private school stuff all the time, like, and everybody want to be. See, this is the thing, right? Even I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. Even when I talk about that, people always look at me like I'm big enough or I'm trying to be bigger than them or something. No, I just scrambled and scrapped and hustled and sacrificed, knowing that I needed to be able to do that in order to give them a fair chance.
Yep.
I've been in public school. I know how it is. I know about fighting, getting chased, and it's worse now.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I know about the fighting, get chased home, the influences, all that. So if I already know that,
and I can take them away from them.
And I can take them away from it. You know what I'm saying? Rather you, back then when you could just move in the county school's pretty good, they changing now, but at that time, if you moved to the county, you was decent. You know what I'm saying? You had to go to private school, just move. You move. So your zone school won't be, you know, one of these Douglases or Northerns, and you know what I'm saying? They have to go through all those tribulations, and you know, so, but I ain't bigging up nothing. I did that purposely because I already knew what the outcome was. I said, at least let me get them the fair shake so they can be able to have a chance, you know what I'm saying, without having to worry about violence and all this old fools that's going on in the public schools. You know what I'm saying? So that was just my spill on it. All right, where we at? Some people don't. Where we at? Kyle Young? That was Detroit with the 5-year-old, but there was another shooter in Chicago, similar narrative. Yeah, it definitely was, man. That was crazy, too, yeah.
Rock, what's up, baby? Glad to join.
That's parents. They see what I'm saying? They just, it's weird, man.
Kelly said lack of fathers, too. That's definitely the major case. Let me tell.
But we know people that say the father won't be there, but that don't mean you. See, it is like a father's. With the thing, you still gotta be the correct father. You just can't be like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, the drop off thing, and you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna grab my kids, let my mother watch them. But then you want to tell people, yo, I'll get my kids every week. You ain't seen them once. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot, but definitely that though. Definitely. Go what you about to say.
I want to touch on a conversation I had over the weekend. I think it was Friday evening. Me and a bunch of dudes were talking, and we got kind of deep with it because we went so far back as we talking about like even before I was born, they were already splitting the black family, right? You talking about when they made women choose between the money or the father in the house. Because you know at one time when you had welfare, the father couldn't live there.
Oh yeah,
you know
yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, they ain't know
So
that?
you had to actually choose between me getting this money every month or the father being in the household.
Right.
So it started there with splitting the black family up. So then you got men that's not in the families, and kids start to feel like they don't need to listen to mom.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it kind of just, it was like a domino effect. I feel like it's been a domino effect since then.
Yeah.
We have to get men though. I say this over and over and over. You know, I say this to you all the time. I've said it on this show more than enough times.
Right.
We have too many males, but not enough men.
Right.
Like we have to start. We have to figure out a way to produce more men. I mean, men. Not. I always told my own son, it's more to being a man than just slinging meat. Anybody can sling meat.
Right.
It's more to being a man than that. And I always instilled this in him, and I always try to make him understand that. You know what I'm saying? But we have to figure out a way to build more men out here, man. If we don't, it's gonna get worse than what it is. It's gonna get even worse. As you see, every day it's getting worse by the day, man. It's getting worse by the day.
Right. Keeping It G says, that's true about the fathers. Are you an active father? That's the thing though. They think, like you said, they just don't know. I just think I don't know if they don't know or they just, see, it'd be hard for me to give people the benefit of the doubt of them not knowing. People just flat out don't want to sacrifice. That's all it is. That's all it's about.
They don't want to give up certain things.
They don't want to give up nothing. That's all it's about.
For the betterment of their children. That's the bottom line. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. I gave them everything. Homes, cars, all these different choices to say, all right, let me make sure, stay focused on them, put them in the right school, make sure they got the right programs. We're in this program. We're doing that. AAU that. There's the educational program to that. It's like they was always busy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was always around. Mm-hmm. Even if you had to go somewhere, I take y'all, come back, pick y'all up. But I was always there. You get what I'm saying? So that's the thing, being correctly active. Not picking up, dropping off.
That is one thing. My wife and I, we made sure of that they stayed busy, they stayed active. They was always doing something positive, and we sacrificed, whether I sacrificed things on my end, she sacrificed things on her end, and we made it work. Because our whole goal was to have them to start on a level playing field. When the race started, I didn't want my kids three spots behind. I wanted them to be right beside everybody else when the race would start.
Right.
That was the whole nut in the show.
Right. Y'all B said yes, actively participate in the child's life. So many people think child support can compensate. See, that's another thing too, is a lot of people, the whole child support thing is such a big playing field because you gotta realize, like you said, do you get mad if the girl put him on child support? So he's like, all right, put him on child support, I just do the child support and we can call it quits. You know what I'm saying? So
So now they don't want to put no time in with their child.
Yeah, because a lot of girls think the girl doing it spiteful. Sometimes they do be doing spiteful. Sometimes they doing the correct thing because you ain't doing nothing anyway. The moment I take you off, you're going to think it's free time.
And I just was watching a little movie. I don't know if it was on Lifetime. It was one of them type of movies though.
Right.
But it was a dad, he was down on his luck. Financially, he was null and void. But the man was a great father. I mean, everything. Time, spent time doing hair. I mean, he didn't have it financially,
right,
but he was all the way there as a man. All the way there as a man. And people need to realize that fathers out here, everybody not gonna be on top all the time. That's understandable. Anything
Right.
could happen. You could fall, hurt yourself at work. You understand that so now you're not making the money you used to make.
Right.
You may fall behind, but that don't ever stop you from being a dad though.
Kelly Dawn said they made you choose, but the women chose money.
Exactly.
Let's keep it real. We put money over our men.
There you go, Kelly. That's where I was going at with it. That's where I was going.
It said we
So
build,
many of them women chose the money.
Right. Then she said we build more men. Said we build more men when we, the women, choose better in regards to have these babies by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Mr. 06, or Mr. 60,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. 603 agrees, said they know but don't want to make the sacrifice. It's all about
Exactly.
sacrifice, man. They don't want to do it, man. People talking about they sacrifice. When I hear him, I be laughing. I be like, yo, you don't know the half, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the half, bro. You know, I went through years of not even seeing a weekend, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. Every weekend
You know,
you
I
had
told
nothing
you.
to yourself.
I told you about when my son was hooping in them leagues on Saturdays. Like I'm literally, my wife and I jumped up in the air and clicked our heels. We were so happy that she was. Saturday mornings, when Saturday came, literally, he was playing at Bentlow.
Right.
We was leaving Bentlow, running the chick web. Didn't even have time to get dressed. Just grabbing stuff and running over to another gym over East Baltimore.
Right.
Leaving there, I would tell, she would take the girls, I would take him, run us to the barber shop, get our hair cut, grab some dinner. Then he had another game down in 95 South tournament. And he was all the way, everything in that DC area. So most of the time, my Saturdays didn't end at 9, 10 o'clock at night. That was every Saturday. But these are the sacrifices that you make for your children. Sure, I had a ton of things I could have did. I have a job where I don't really get a whole lot of time to do things during the week. So the weekend come, that's really the time I really need. But it was sacrificed. It was sacrificed. My son, he was in football. As soon as he finished football, he was right back to basketball. As soon as he finished basketball, he's right back to football. My girls in the marching band, they were doing this.